welcome to the Magic of Joy channel. So today I want to talk to you about something that I find hard to describe, and this is going to be a list of the many ways a joy practice benefits you. So there are 50 gifts in this list, and I'm going to go through them for you. When we talk about joy in this way, we're talking about it as a foundation for our lives, not just a byproduct of some nice event in our lives, a pretty feeling. It's our intention, and the positive results are our purpose because they create thriving for ourselves and others. So that's the purpose, to create thriving, and so here goes. Too often we can get wrapped around the axle by problems, worries, and drama, all of which consume our time and energy and offer us little in return. Wouldn't it be great to change that? The truth is we can. So joy is not just a feeling, it's an intelligence, an anchor, a practice, a skill, and a compass. And when we're embedded in joy as foundational for our well-being in our lives, a lot of things fall into place and life becomes good. Turning this understanding and experience of joy into a practice so it becomes natural has many benefits. So this is a short list of the many benefits that come from a joy practice. There are 50 in all, and I'm going to go through them conversationally so you can get a real sense of what it means to live in a joy practice. First of all, it's easier to focus. Everything that doesn't contribute to the creation of thriving and joy is irrelevant and not of interest. That trims our focus to only that which really matters. And so it becomes easier to discern what's a distraction. Once we're attuned to our joy practice, we're able to energetically notice that which only hinders or harms us. And that's what a distraction does. It becomes much easier to recognize manipulations because they generally have a self-defeating purpose and are a waste of time, and we will notice them energetically. A joy practice invites the support of your intuition because it feels welcome, and so it begins to speak to us more easily, and that's a nice relationship to have with your intuition. It becomes easier to process emotions when you have a joy practice to help you resolve them. So a joy practice helps us feel good about ourselves because we're always noticing the good in ourselves. So when a difficult emotion arises, we have this cushion of self-regard that helps us to process it, and that really feels good. You will eliminate the false negativity that we have so much of in the world in favor of a joyful practicality, because that's what a joy practice does. It helps you to be practical in a healthy, thriving way. So drama is impractical in a joy-focused life, and you will eliminate it as much as you can. You'll be able to connect with reality as your friend. We can only create something in the present and from where we are, so we make friends with reality to help us to do that, so reality doesn't become an enemy. And we can see the good in ourselves. A joy practice is goodness focused, which helps us to see how we contribute to the good in the world, and that serves us as well. And you'll also see the good in others. It'll be more apparent to you. Just being joy focused helps illuminate the good in others also. The gifts of past generations become a source of gratitude. We're able to identify our inherited good, which helps us feel gratitude and honor the contributions from the past. And gratitude becomes more meaningful and real. This is kind of interesting. A joy practice helps us see the interconnectedness of the many goods in life. And that makes gratitude more than just an exercise. It makes it a profound source of support and respect for what life is all about. And you'll naturally tap into the process of creating good in the world. It's automatic with a joy practice that you're creating good in the world because that's your focus. Process and flow become important connection points. So to create good in the world, you need a process and you need the ability to be present to do so. And so you'll tune into the ever-changing and evolving world naturally and do so in a constructive way. In order to do that, you will take care of yourself. Self-care is natural because it supports the good in you and the world, so there's no guilt. Isn't that a relief? And practical realities will become important because they support joy and they take priority because a solid foundation frees you to create joy, minimizes worry, minimizes stress. You need that. With a joy practice, you take care of basic needs first, so your basic needs are met, and you'll feel content most of the time because you have reduced the precariousness that comes from being overextended, which is the norm in our culture the way it is right now. It'll be nice to get rid of those difficult feelings. You will feel little need to escape because you're content with yourself and the good in yourself, your life where you are, and what you're about. And even if you have problems, your contentment will help you work through them naturally. You will enjoy trust building with others. A joy practice creates trust, which makes life with others much more enjoyable and creates trust with other people. And actually, if you allow it, it starts to become fun, this ability to create trust together. And it's such a relief for all of us. You won't be so easily discouraged. Your healthy supports will be in place, and you'll know there's always more joy you can create because it is something we can create. So it's easier to feel hopeful. And you'll happily do your part because that is all you have to do, and others will do the same. And that way you don't create the weight of the world on your shoulders. Wouldn't that be nice? You expect others to do their part as well, and they do because, like you, they enjoy doing their part with others to create a thriving world. There is such a relaxed quality to having a joy practice, the basis of how we create life together. And you'll see how different facets of culture support each other. Interdependency is something you tune into and you become adept at working with. And you'll also be able to be present and in flow. And that means that you will have very little conflict. You're tuned into the present and what needs tending to in the present, which means there's not a lot of conflict about what you want to focus on. This is kind of an interesting point, I think. I think tending is almost a lost skill. Productivity and tending aren't the same thing. So give some thought to that because tending is a skill that focuses very much on the present and what needs to happen. And it is a skill that lives in flow with the changing world. So it reduces conflict. And it's a wonderful approach to living in the world and with others. So life becomes about creating by yourself and with others. Everyone's a creator, and we create with others by giving our talents and our skills to the process of life. You question the need for so much fighting and war, and that's very legitimate. You begin to see war as a distraction from change and evolving, and avoid and prevent it as much as possible. You also don't have to overcommit or undercommit. There is a natural, healthy giving that is not too much or too little, which you will discover and welcome. Emotions are information to support joy creation. Everything will support your thriving through a joy practice, and emotions will become a support. You do not compete unless it makes sense to do so. You may compete in games. I happen to like Candy Crush, but minimize unnecessary competition in other areas, especially competition which creates harm. What for? It just takes away from joy. Leaves a mess to clean up. Who needs it? You have an easier time identifying your real needs. Being in touch with reality and what you have to give and supporting yourself well means it's easier to discover and meet your real needs. Quality of life is a higher priority than external rewards like fame, which often doesn't come with quality of life. So your choice will be for quality of life, which supports your best self on an ongoing basis. All of this just makes your life much easier. You declutter, not just of stuff, but anything that reduces the quality of life. So it's not really about, I don't like that person because they're not always nice all the time. You're looking at quality of life, your ability to create it by yourself and with others. So anything that reduces your ability to create quality of life, that will be questioned. What do you need it for? And you'll be able to discern that which does reduce quality of life and avoid it. You will more easily identify where your gifts improve your quality of life and develop those skills over others. You'll observe all the many forms of joy in the world. You become a connoisseur of joy as a way to be knowledgeable about the good and support it in all areas of life. And you can see the motivation to find joy in all beings. This is important. We're all joy seekers, and you will discover that and honor it. You'll have compassion and respect for the joy-seeking nature of all beings and do what you can to support those who need healing. You allow each being their joy-seeking journey because each person has a different energetic makeup and each person has their own needs and their own journey that they're on. You'll have less fear. A joy practice is constructive, creates trust, and so it reduces fear. Joy brings you a greater awareness of possibilities. Being increasingly aware of all the sources of joy invites you to consider the many possibilities for joy, and that's satisfying, and it's also enriching. You'll welcome trial and error and be less afraid of failure. A joy practice takes life one step at a time, which means risks are less problematic and failure less damaging. There's nothing to prove. You're a creator of joy in the world, which is offering what you have, so there are no need for critics. This is kind of an interesting topic. We have so many people making so many demands with all these expectations, but that's really kind of not a great approach. We each have a good that we offer to the world, and that really does need to be enough. And it's these um, unrealistic expectations that cause so many people to feel like they're not enough. And a joy practice changes that. You'll begin to see the universe as a friendly place. Being mindful of all the good in the world turns the world into a friendly place. And you'll be able to lighten up and not carry the weight of the world on your shoulders because you are not alone in creating joy. There are lots of people and beings, animals, all of nature, all part of creating joy. You'll also be able to worry less because a joy practice simplifies your life so you have less to worry about. Boundaries will be naturally supportive of creating joy and quality of life, so you protect yourself in ways that are friendly to yourself and others. Reality is more important than beliefs. You don't let false narratives overrule your joy practice, since they take you away from thriving. Protecting your commitment to creating joy, which creates thriving, will be one of your most important priorities. You'll also protect your energy as your vital resource. You don't have an infinite amount of it. So you don't let your others diminish your energy. It's not a chip on your shoulder kind of a thing, but you only have a certain amount, and it's committed to creating joy, and you don't want to not do your part in doing that, because that just reduces thriving for yourself and others. So protecting your energy is really important. You'll also respect the energy of others and their need to protect their energy. You take care of yourself and expect others to do the same. There's no conflict about that. You connect diversity with joy and quality of life. You recognize all the ways joy is created in life and see diversity as joy creating. Life becomes much more delightful, and you discover more sources of delight. Your new perspective means you relax and can embrace all the big and little delights in the world. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, you connect with the good in life and yourself, and that means you're happy to be alive. So this is a flavor of all the ways joy practice can impact your life in meaningful ways. A joy practice changes the foundation of your life. And when you embrace it and all that flows from it, it will enrich you. So I hope you'll give it some consideration. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed learning more about how joy can transform your life. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and loved ones. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on the transformative power of joy. I'll be back soon to give you more information about how joy as a practice and compass can transform your life. Stay well and joyful until then, and thank you for watching.